This is my episode.
It's LeBon's episode, if you guys got confused.
This is Coffee Meets Murder, and I'm LeBon.
And I am Janelle's.
And do you have anything to say? Anything new?
Anything new? We've been trying to plan this end of year trip for so long, and we don't get it together. Like, the family keeps pulling and throwing out different ideas, but nobody solidifies one idea so we can plan around that one.
Yeah, it's been a little hard.
It's a little? It's been very hard because everybody has different things. One wants to go to a museum and be very artistic and whimsical, and the other one wants to like be at the beach and tan.
I know.
And it's been hard.
We went through a series of eliminations and landed on the Dominican Republic. But you know what?
But then everybody doesn't want to go there.
Yeah.
Like the Dominican Republic came out, and we were like, oh.
I'm not sold on it.
We're not sold on it, especially in December. It's high season, though, for the Dominican Republic, but I think we were looking for something else. I think it's because we've done cruises throughout the Caribbean islands and stuff.
Yeah, I'm like just tired of it.
I don't know about tired. I just think we've done it so many times. I just think we've done it so many times, and we're ready to do... That's such a privileged thing to say.
Yeah, it is.
We've done it so many times. We've done it a couple times, and we wish to be doing something new.
Yeah, like go somewhere else, see something new.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, we end up changing it to Puerto Rico, and that now I see how that sounds right now because it's like, oh, you traded in a beachy place for another beachy place.
Yeah.
But there's different things to do. It's a different vibe in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
You don't really experience that one. Also, it's a hell of a lot easier to travel there.
Yeah, we.
In the U.S., it's a U.S. place.
Yeah.
Phones work. You don't have to pay anything out of pocket.
No, none of that. What's app?
You don't need a passport. You just need your driver's license at most.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, it's just... also, the vibes there are just so nice.
Yeah.
It's so nice. I've been there once for like a day. And then we got on a cruise. But it was nice. I want to experience it a little bit more if I'm able to, so...
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're going to have to sit down and see.
Oh, my God. We're going to get all the way together again and then... clearly not get on the right footing because it's taking us so long. We're gonna end up not doing anything.
Nah, bro, I'm gonna do something.
You're gonna do something?
Yeah. If we can't decide by September.
I need time to match my outfits and things. Just like you guys probably do. Boys need to, buy new bathing suits or shirts or whatever you guys buy.
If I don't have something by
August, I say.
All right. If I don't have something by August, then I'm just gonna go to another state or something. Something that's just easy.
Well, we wanted to do Nashville in October, like just the 6 of us, and I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Are we gonna do it?
I don't know. I want to.
I want to do it too.
We went earlier in the year when Chris and I went to Kentucky.
You guys just went like
we passed by and we're like, no, this is something we have to do full trip on.
When I went on a full trip for it, it's great. We went horseback riding, which is great. But the main things to do there is just like a bar crawl,
Right in that same strip where all the bars are.
Yeah.
There's a mall passing the arena.
Yeah.
We walked by it.
Oh, we went
super pretty.
Yeah, we went there. We ate. That was like towards the last day when we were about to leave. We ate at some restaurant there. But it's right, the hockey arena.
Yes, it's right by the hockey arena. We walked all the way up there because, we were walking the strip, and we had to drive back, so we didn't really drink anything or like go in anywhere because we were just trying to. It was also very cold.
Yeah.
Like lower than 20 degrees.
Yeah.
Cold. And we walked to the mall because Chris saw there was like a coffee shop still open. Mm-hmm. So we walked up to it. We got some coffee. And then with the hot coffee, warming up my hands, I walked the strip all the way back. So everybody was drunk off their butts. And I was holding coffee in my hands. Also, a bunch of boot shops are in that same strip. And like it made me want to buy some,
I bought there.
I know, but it's like everything. And then the thing is that Chris and I were walking by, and we were like, I wonder which one did Elisa and Levon buy their boots at.
It's the one with the
because
big, it has like a big ass boot outside.
So it was like in the middle of the strip.
Yeah.
Because we went into all of them, and they all had more or less the same, like selling the same.
Yeah.
And they all had more or less the same sale. The same sale.
The three.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you buy, like I think it's like you buy two and you get like one. They give it.
Yeah,
one.
yeah. They were all having the same kind of sale, so I guess it's just something that they do. Since, I mean, there were a lot of people. It was midnight, 1 a.m, and it was cold as fuck outside. Okay, so they're selling boots at any point in the year. If it's cold, how it was. Okay, we're Miami people, and I was like, and I would see my breath. All right, that's how cold it was. Also, I kept getting like alerts, like freezing alerts on my phone in the air, like with the area, and I'm like, I cannot believe that people are out here in shorts. You know, like girls and like groups.
Yeah. So some of them is like nothing.
Yeah, you really do see cowboys up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oof, you're a true Tennessean.
All right. Well, this case is not in Tennessee.
There's like no transition for you, is there? You're just boom. All right.
So,
who's it about?
So today we are covering one of the most disturbing cases in American criminal history.
No.
The man who took Robert Piest, which you'll find out later, that night was a community leader, a successful contractor, a Democratic precinct captain, a man who had been photographed with the First Lady of the United States just 7 months earlier, which at the time was the wife of Ronald Reagan. And he was a clown. He performed, like an actual clown, not just like, he performed
I
that.
know, it's lingo. I thought you were talking like he's stupid.
No, he's like an actual clown.
He's a clown.
So
right.
He performed at children's hospitals, parades, and birthday parties under the name Pogo. So by now you should know that this is John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
And beneath the floorboards of his ranch-style home in Norwood Park Township, investigators would eventually uncover the remains of 26 young men and boys.
Damn.
Buried in the crawl space while Gacy hosted neighborhood barbecues and directly above them.
Oh my God, it's like last week's episode.
It's yeah, yeah, it
is. Like last week's episode with the barbecue and like people are stuffed under.
And the patio.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's like a 70s thing.
It is a 70s.
Was like really like it was high time for serial killers in the 70s. I can't.
So to understand what John Wayne Gacy became, you have to understand what he was shaped by. And he was born on March 17th, 1942 at Edgewater Hospital in Chicago. The second of 3 children and the only son of John Stanley Gacy, an auto repair machinist and a World War I veteran, and his wife, Marion. The family was Catholic, of Polish and Danish descent, and by most external measures, they were ordinary people. But ordinary families can hide extraordinary pain. So John Stanley Gacy Jr. was an alcoholic. He was verbally and physically abusive to his wife and children, which is also a very common thing in the 70s.
To be abusive to your wife and kids?
Yeah, like, no, alcoholic and then abusive to your entire family.
Well, you just said that his dad was a World War I veteran?
Yeah.
That, I guess you bring back PTSD.
I get,
and
I guess so.
Your kids see that. And
a lot of people back then
would
there
drink
was a draft
for it.
So you have to like no choice but to go to war. So I guess PTSD was a very common thing back then.
Well, I mean, also PTSD because of what you see at the war, LaFon.
Yeah, no, I know what it's for.
I get drafted, PTSD.
But so many people were getting drafted then.
Oh, yes.
That I guess it was more common that's what they had,
Right.
Although it wasn't like a big...
I mean, imagine this was the scenario. You would get drafted, which is already horrifying because you don't want to go.
Right.
But you have to because if not, you're like a traitor to your country or whatever. So you go. You come back. Well, while you're there, all this time, your wife and kids are alone, right?
Right.
So let's say you have kids. Your wife and kids are alone. It's been a few years. Your kids have grown. You get back. Not only do you have PTSD from what you've seen at the war, but now you have a whole family to raise.
Yeah.
You're not used to it. It's something you haven't lived with. And now you have to, on top of that, live with a trauma. it's hard to come back into society, and I think that's why then the drinking would happen, you know, and
Yeah.
the abuse would happen because you wanted them to be strict. You know, you're in the military. There's a
Yes,
regime
you
you
bring that
follow
back
there.
with you.
You bring it back with you, and you want them to do it too, and it's just it messes with your head, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it was such a common thing,
Yeah, that's
like
true.
similar factors.
Yeah.
Because not everybody was like that, but
Not everybody, but yeah.
no, but similar factors do contribute, and that's why I think everyone was doing the same thing. But it was a common thing, right? Last
Yeah.
week's episode was also about abusing children and their whole nine, and
Yeah.
like it's crazy. Why do you got to be doing that? And it wasn't even the same country.
No.
No,
No. So, John Stanley Gacy Sr. saved a particular cruelty for his son. He called the boy a dumb and stupid. He compared him unfavorably to his sisters. One of John's earliest memories was of being beaten by his father at the age of 4.
So he basically said that his son sucks and his girls are better.
Yeah. For accidentally disarranging car engine components. The elder Gacy called his son a sissy, a mama's boy, and said he's probably will grow up queer.
Oh, so he was probably showing signs of him being gay.
Yeah, he could have been. Yeah.
And then when he didn't do manly stuff
The
correctly,
dad started like,
the dad would be like, "It's because you're gay."
yeah.
That's sad.
It is sad, especially for
It's sad because
4-year-old kid,
developmentally, yeah,
yeah.
I feel like it messes with you because your dad is, instead of teaching, your dad is yelling at you because you're doing something wrong, and it's like, how do I know if it's wrong if you don't teach me?
Exactly.
And then you're yelling at me because I'm trying. Like, that's just sad.
And when John's mother tried to shield him from the abuse, his father used that too as ammunition. And in 1949, 2 things happened to 7-year-old John Wayne Gacy. His father whipped him after he and another boy were caught sexually touching a young girl.
Okay, so now he's proving that he's not gay, and it's also a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And separately,
Again, it's a problem that you're sexually touching a girl if it was non-consensual. But, you know, in the twisted mind of a father,
yeah.
his father, now it's also bad that he's doing this. Okay, great. Now he's confused forever.
And the same year, a family friend began to sexually molest the boy, John Gacy.
So
he also got beat for that too.
So wait, John Wayne Gacy goes and touches the girl, and then the girl's family goes and
No.
or
No.
the friend
This
that he
is
was doing it
the
with.
same year.
Oh, separately.
He was caught touching some girl, and then
He got beat for
probably,
that?
Like, later on after that, somebody in the family touched him, like molested him.
And he got beat for that.
Yeah.
So he got beat for something that it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So John never told his father about the molestation. He was afraid. He later said that somehow he would be blamed. Clearly, he was
Beaten.
blamed for it.
Yeah.
He was a sickly child, overweight, unathletic, prone to blackouts. He was hospitalized multiple times. His
What do you
father,
mean? What do you mean prone to blackouts? Like
I guess, like
his trauma was just too much. He would just erase it or
No, I
black
guess.
out from it. You know, disassociate type stuff.
I guess disassociating. Yeah,
Okay.
like his mind would just go blank or something.
Yeah, it's like the brain's response to
Trauma.
yeah.
Yeah. His father publicly and openly accused his son of faking it, including once while John lay in a hospital bed.
Wow.
By the time John was a teenager, he had spent nearly a year of his life in hospitals, missed enormous amounts of school, and carried the weight of a father who believed he was worthless.
Nobody reported this?
No, this is the 70s. Psychologists who later studied Gacy would note, and this is important, that none of this excuses obviously what he became later, but it tells everyone something about the soil in which a monster can grow.
It's his literal villain story.
Yeah, literally. In April of 1962, at the age of 18, Gacy finally escaped. He had $136 and drove himself to Las Vegas. He found work in the city's ambulance service before being transferred to a job at Palm Mortuary, where he worked as a mortuary attendant for 3 months.
Ew.
He slept on a cot behind the embalming room.
I'm saying it's ew because I know what he becomes later on.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
people do that. Like, that's your job.
It's crazy
It's not-
people's origins, right? To what they will become later on in life.
Yeah, it's just the development
Yeah.
is just insane because it's like later on. Like, I know what. That's why I said ew. You know.
Yeah.
I don't want to get called out for that, but you know, that's a regular job. It's just knowing that he did that before he starts doing what he does.
Yeah.
It's like he was preparing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In a way. So later,
Yeah, like he has to have some fascination on it
Yeah.
at that point.
So later, long after his crimes had been discovered, Gacy confessed something about that time. One night, alone in the mortuary, he climbed into the coffin of a teenage male. He embraced and caressed the body. He described going into a state of shock afterward. The experience prompted him to return home. He never publicly explained what it meant to him, but it's the kind of detail that lodges in your mind and doesn't leave.
Well, I mean, of course, you do. Have you ever done something?
Like that? No.
No, not like that. But like, have you ever done something and then afterwards be like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
You just subconsciously did. It's like an impulsive thought.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like you just described. Like, he did something and then while he was doing it, he was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he got up and left and been like, what did I just do? What did I just do? What did I just do? You know?
Yeah.
Except that's like a horrific event.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
That's wild. You know, it's not like, you know, oh, you're grabbing the orange juice and you put it in a cabinet and you're like, haha, silly me. Grab the orange juice, put it in the refrigerator. You know, like,
Yeah.
you're talking about you went inside a coffin with a 16-year-old boy. And it's a boy, no less. So that's probably playing in his mind because of his dad.
That's true. So after returning to Chicago, Gacy enrolled at Northwestern Business College. He graduated and landed a management trainee position with the Nunn-Bush Shoe Company. In 1964, he was transferred to Springfield, Illinois, where he met a co-worker named Marlyn Myers. They got engaged, they married in September of that year, and relocated to Waterloo, Iowa, where Marlyn's father owned 3 Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurants that Gacy would later manage. He made $15,000 a year. He had a son and a daughter. His father visited, shook his hand, and said, and this is a direct quote from Gacy himself, "Son, I was wrong about you." Which, technically, when everything else comes out, no, he was not wrong.
Okay.
For the first time in life, Gacy later said he felt he had finally earned his father's approval. He described the period as perfect. It lasted about a year. In Waterloo, Gacy threw himself into community life. He joined the local JCs, a civic leadership organization, and quickly rose to vice president. He hosted events, ran fundraisers, provided fried chicken, and meetings. He insisted people call him the Colonel, like the fried chicken guy.
Yeah, no, he's not the colonel, but thank you.
He was, by all accounts, extraordinarily charming and energetic, the kind of person who makes a community feel bigger than it is.
Weren't most of them?
Yeah.
People would say that about Ted Bundy too.
Yeah. He was charismatic and yeah.
And like well liked.
Yeah, they're just crazy.
Charming. Good looking. Well, he wasn't good looking, but like Ted Bundy apparently in that time.
I guess in that time
was good looking.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah. In that time pulls up what?
But behind that image, something else was happening in the basement of his home. Gacy had opened what he called a club for his employees. Most of them teenage boys.
At his house?
He gave them alcohol. Hang on now, girl.
Oh, okay.
He gave them alcohol. He made sexual advances. When they rebuffed him, he laughed it off as a joke or claimed it was a test of morals. In August, yes, by the way, in
So
August,
it was like, I'm just trying to make sure you're not gay.
yeah,
you know?
I'm just checking. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
In August of 1967,
I'm just checking.
Gacy sexually assaulted 15-year-old Donald Voorhees.
He's only
Jr.,
15. And that's Jason's son.
That's crazy. The son
That's a last
of a
name,
local politician and fellow JC.
That's crazy because he was in politics, so he knew him.
Yeah.
Probably knew the parents.
He lured the boy. Yeah, there was a fellow JC, like a fellow member.
God.
He lured the boy to his house with the promise of showing him stag films, plied him with alcohol, then pressured him into a sexual act, telling him, and this is gotta get a little chilly, you have to have sex with a man before you start having sex with a woman.
Disgusting.
Which is wild.
Disgusting, and he's a literal boy.
Yeah.
He's a literal boy who's just trying to live his innocent little boy life.
Yeah.
And you are now traumatizing him and telling him lies. You're fibbing.
Yeah. That's
so manipulative.
So over the following months, Gacy assaulted several other youths. He told some he was conducting scientific research on homosexuality.
So they were on the same age?
And he paid them. Yeah. They were all youth.
Oh, now he's paying them?
Yeah.
To be quiet or like for their services?
Yeah, I'm assuming. No, it's probably to be quiet.
Oh.
In March of 1968, Donald Voorhees finally told his father. His father went straight to the police, which is a better man than what I would have done.
Well, I mean, either you're there for murder with him or, in prison or
I wouldn't be with him if I killed him. And here is something that will come up again and again in this case. A pattern that defines it. People knew something was wrong with John Wayne Gacy. They told authorities, and the system let him go anyway.
Because he's charming. Because he's known in politics.
Yes. Gacy denied the charges.
Of course.
He claimed they were politically motivated, that his fellow JCs rallied to his defense. He demanded a polygraph and failed it.
He demanded the polygraph.
And he failed it. And still, many believed him.
No way.
So he was convicted in December of 1968.
Oh, because the poor man is probably super nervous, and that's why he,
sentenced to 10 years in the Anamosa State Penitentiary. Yeah, he was convicted for the touching of the young boy. He served 18 months. In prison, Gacy was a model prisoner. He became the head cook. He joined the inmate JC's chapter and grew its membership from 50 to 650 men in under 2 years. He earned a Distinguished Service Award.
No.
He completed 16 high school courses and got his diploma. And on Christmas Day in 1969, his father died. Gacy collapsed to the floor, sobbing, when he was told his request to attend the funeral was denied.
Well, I mean, that man was horrible to him throughout his entire life.
Yeah.
So why would he... I mean... I don't know. It's hard. It's a parent.
He was granted parole on June 18th, 1970, and returned to Chicago to live with his mother. He got a job as a short order cook. And within a year, he was engaged again to a divorced mother of two named Carol Hoff, whom he had briefly dated in high school. He established PDM Contractors, which stands for Painting, Decorating, and Maintenance. With the approval of his parole officer, he bought a ranch-style house at 8213 West Summerdale Avenue in Norwood Park Township. He had already been charged twice more with sexual assault of teenagers, charges that were dropped when the victims failed to appear or attempted to blackmail him. The Iowa Parole Board never found out.
Wow.
Yeah. His parole ended in October of 1971. A month later, his criminal records from Iowa were sealed.
Why?
I have no idea. And John Wayne Gacy was, as far as the world was concerned, a free and clean man.
No.
And he murdered his first victim
No.
on January 3rd, 1972.
How long between those two things? Between the first murder and like him being completely clean?
No. The first murder was after he was like declared clean.
Right.
Before
How long?
he was
How
clean.
long between him being declared clean
Well, October of 1971
and January?
and January 3rd of 1972.
So not even
We're
long.
looking at like November, December, 3
like,
months.
That's stupid.
Timothy Jack McCoy was 16 years old.
So sad.
He was traveling from Chicago to Omaha, Nebraska, on a Greyhound bus to visit his father. His bus wasn't leaving until noon, so Gacy spotted him at the bus terminal, offered him a sightseeing tour of Chicago, and then invited
And
him
he
back.
said, yeah.
Yeah, and then invited him back to his house to sleep until it was time to catch the bus. According to Gacy's later account, he woke the next morning to find McCoy standing in his bedroom doorway holding a kitchen knife. He said he panicked, he disarmed the boy, and stabbed him repeatedly in the chest. As McCoy lay dying, Gacy said he went to the kitchen and saw that the boy had been setting the table for breakfast. He'd been carrying the knife absent-mindedly to wake his host. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So, like, based on the story, the kid was making breakfast.
And then he came to be like, hey, wake up. But he had the knife in his hand.
Yeah, because, it's kind of like you're still moving around the house, but you're holding, like, your last...
Right. It's like your mom, like, your food's ready, and she has a knife in her hand, like, let's go.
Yeah. But that's Gacy's story.
Such a great story.
Yeah.
Because that's so, like, yeah, that could happen. But it's like, why would you automatically believe that he's there to kill you?
Well, guy's not right in the head. So
I
Gacy,
mean, okay, but even then, like, what are you going to do? Defend yourself and then stab him? Like,
Which he did.
like, I know, but it's like, why is it your initial reaction to stab him when he made no move in your story?
Yeah.
He made no move
It's not my story.
to, you know what I mean? He made no move to, like, inflict harm on you. He was just standing there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's weird.
Again, per the story.
Right. So Gacy ended up burying Timothy McCoy in his crawl space and later covered the grave with concrete. In an interview, years later after his arrest, Gacy described the moment of the killing, the sounds McCoy made as he died, and said, "That's when I realized that death was the ultimate thrill." And he wouldn't kill again.
By you accidentally thinking that this boy was going to kill you?
Yeah.
Like, that's how you...
the killing, like the actual stabbing.
You know what?
of the
Maybe
guy.
it was like that, because you did say he's a little messed up in the head,
Yeah.
So maybe it really was like that the first time around. But
Yeah.
that's how he realized, like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. So he wouldn't kill again for 2 years.
What is the point?
But
What?
in 1975, something shifted.
That's such a long cool down period.
And 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it shouldn't be any period, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gacy later admitted that year was when he began to increase the frequency of his excursions. He called them cruising for sex with young males.
Ew.
His business was booming. He was active in local politics, and he had joined the Jolly Joker Clown Club and developed his character, Pogo the Clown, and Patches. He performed at children's hospitals, at parades, and at fundraisers.
Right, scoping out.
Yeah. And he also began killing with increasingly regularity. So,
Again, goes back to the thing. Why do you think it took him so long between the first and the second?
the victims
Okay.
were mostly teenagers and young men in their 20s. Some were employees of PDM, which were his employees. Some were strangers lured from Bughouse Square.
When these
the
people would go
Greyhound bus
missing from
station.
PDM, Wouldn't like they put like a missing persons report and then the investigators come and be like, hey, he worked for you.
He probably
Last
asked,
time
and then
you,
they're,
whatever.
it's the 70s, so it's weird how they did things.
It's the 70s, so it's like, hey, have you seen him? No. All right, buddy. Keep going.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, that's crazy.
So he would lure them from the Bughouse Square or the Greyhound bus station and or off the street with the promise of a job or money. Some were grabbed by force, and some were conned. Gacy often posed as a police officer. He carried a real-looking badge and had red spotlights on his black Oldsmobile.
Oh my goodness, the length.
His method inside the house was consistent, almost ritualistic. He would offer them a drink, build their trust, then he would produce a pair of handcuffs and offer to show them a magic trick. He'd cuff his own hands behind his back, secretly release himself with a hidden key, and then offer to show the victim how to do it. Once they were restrained, what followed was prolonged, sadistic, and calculated. He tortured them, he raped them, and he dragged it out for hours. He called his killing method the rope trick. A tourniquet around the neck, progressively tightening with a hammer handle. This, he would tell his victims, is the last trick.
So was it like similar to a garrote?
A what?
A garrote? A garrote. It's like a cable, let's say around a neck, and then at some point in the end, it's tied to both ends, but you can either tighten it or loosen it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's like a tourniquet.
Okay.
He would put the he would put the rope around, right? And then he would kind of put like the handle of a hammer and wrapped around, and he would twist it. And as he's twisting the hammer, it's tightening the rope around the guy's neck.
Like that.
Yeah, something like that. But
Obviously
the more
makeshift because you're talking
the
about.
more you twist the hammer handle,
Yes.
it'll tighten.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
He kept the bodies under his bed for up to 24 hours before burying them in his
Dude,
crawl space.
How long do you think it takes for the body to
Poured.
like? Well, 24 hours. It's not that long. I mean, it's still insane.
Yeah, he poured lime.
How do you sleep?
Decomposition.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Like my outside thoughts are coming out.
He poured lime on them so he could speed up the decomposition of the bodies. He occasionally embalmed victims in his garage before burial.
Because he knew. You see what I'm saying? Like, he prepared.
So 26 men and boys were buried beneath his home. 3 more elsewhere on the property.
My goodness.
And when the crawl space ran out of room in 1978, he began to throw bodies from the I-55 bridge into the Des Plaines River.
So, as bodies decompose, they do start to smell.
Yes.
And did this house not smell?
Horrifically, by the way.
Like decompose. So, okay. Did he not live with his mother?
No, he's just by himself. Remember his ranch? He got approval from the
Did he have COVID that he didn't know of? That he had no sense of smell? Because, hello?
I mean, his mind wasn't there, so.
His wife?
Yeah. Nobody knew. That's crazy. That's wild. That's scary for a whole other person to live a whole life.
But here's the thing. It goes back to the same thing. Okay, yes, you can live a whole other life, and the person living with you not know. Whatever. I move on. Digress. I don't know. I will never understand. Just like last week's episode, I will never understand how you can be living under the same roof and not know what's going on with another person.
Yeah.
Yes, privacy and things like that, but we're talking about to the extent of like another person being a murderer. Having this entirely double life and it never seeping into their everyday life.
Yeah.
Okay. Not only that, in this case, you have him stuffing the bodies or burying the bodies that are going to decompose, because bodies decompose.
Correct.
Under this house, and it not smell. You're talking about a ranch house, too.
Yeah.
And it not smell at all. Unless he's, like, mixing them with cement.
No, not all of them.
Exactly.
There's one that at the beginning where he does mix them with cement, but not all of them, because remember that
So then,
They were all
okay,
dug up.
right. So then, if you're talking about how many did you say? 22?
23, I believe.
22, 23 that were
26
hidden, that were hidden in the house,
yes.
Not thrown off the
I-55.
Yeah, that's insane. That's a lot of decomposing bodies that need to smell, because there's no way that she didn't.
Well, buckle up, girl.
No.
So the case finally broke John Wayne Gacy open. Started with Robert Piest, a 15-year-old working part-time at a pharmacy in Des Plaines. On the afternoon of December 11th, 1978, Gacy had come in to discuss a remodeling deal with the store owner. Within earshot of Robert, he mentioned that his firm hired teenage boys at nearly double what Robert was earning. Robert's mother arrived to take him home for his birthday dinner. He asked her to wait. He stepped outside to talk to the contractor about a job opportunity, and by 10 p.m., he was dead. The last time his mom ever saw him was when he told her, "Wait, I'm gonna go talk to the."
So she waited for him inside, and after 5 minutes said, "Huh, I'll keep waiting here."
Yeah, when Robert didn't return, his family filed a missing persons report immediately. The pharmacy owner named Gacy as the contractor Robert had most likely gone to speak with. A quick background check revealed an outstanding battery charge and the Iowa sodomy conviction. Lieutenant Joseph Kozenchuk, whose own son attended the same school as Robert, decided to investigate personally. What followed over the next 10 days is a remarkable and, in many ways, deeply unsettling story of an investigation racing against a man who knew exactly what he'd done and had no intention of confessing willingly. Gacy was charming throughout. He denied everything. He invited the surveillance detectives to dinner. He bought them drinks. He mocked them.
You're bribing. He mocked them.
Yeah, he was basically, in other words, telling them that you have nothing and I am untouchable. He mocked them by flouting traffic laws and occasionally losing his tail entirely. And on December 13th, police executed their first search warrant of his home.
Thank God.
They found handcuffs, ropes, a syringe, and a 2x4 with holes drilled at each end. Bottles of prescription drugs, driver's licenses that didn't belong to Gacy, and pornographic material, among other items. Still, obviously, none of that is enough to arrest somebody.
Why?
You are allowed to have prescription drugs and the driver's licenses that don't belong
I'm allowed
to
to
you.
have all those objects except maybe the prescription. The driver's licenses and things like that.
Yeah, that raises a question. But in order to arrest somebody, you need to have an actual reason to arrest somebody.
But the pornographic material
is legal.
No, but like it was like I'm gonna say it weirdly, but it's like regular porn, not like pornographic. Like he took it and it's on his like computer.
No, not that. No, it's just regular porn. Like back then, it was like magazines and stuff.
Right. Yeah. So it was like that legal porn, not like on my phone. I took it and it's concrete evidence that I did something to somebody.
No. It's like magazines and shit. On December 18th, with surveillance closing in around him, Gacy drove to his lawyer's office and filed a $750,000 civil suit against the Des Plaines Police Department. Can you do me a favor, by the way, before we continue?
He's like you guys suck, and I'm gonna get every little penny out of you.
Can you look up what $750,000 is? What $750,000 in 1970 is now?
It is worth $6,446,698 today.
That's crazy.
Representing an average annual inflation rate of roughly 3.9%.
Yeah, so that's what it'd be today. So demanding that they stop watching is what he wanted. That same evening, over breakfast with two of the surveillance detectives, he looked up from his food and said, almost casually, Clowns can get away with murder.
Oh my God.
By December 20th, Gacy was unraveling. He drove to his attorney's office that evening, disheveled, anxious, and visibly on edge. He drank 2 cups of whiskey in quick succession. His attorney, Sam Emirante, who had been growing deeply uncomfortable with his client's story for days, threw a copy of the Daily Herald down on the desk. The front page covered Robert Pia's disappearance, and demanded to know what Gacy had to tell him. John Wayne Gacy picked up the newspaper, pointed to the article, and said, "This boy is dead. He's dead. He's in a river." And then confessed for hours, rambling, drunk, lurching between self-justification and raw admission. He
was trying to justify himself to what he did to this boy, to his lawyer.
Yeah, he had been the judge, the jury, and the executioner of many, many people. He said he claimed to have killed at least 30. He dismissed his victims as male prostitutes and hustlers. He said he sometimes woke up to find dead, strangled kids with their hands cuffed behind their backs, as if the murders had happened to someone else. Midway through his confession, Gacy fell asleep. When he woke up and was told what he said, he shook his head and replied, "Are you ready?"
Mm-hmm.
"I can't think about this right now. I've got things to do."
To hide your tracks?
And then he left.
I can't. I have no words for that. What do you mean you have things to do? What else do you have to do right now, Gacy? Hello?
On his last day of freedom, Gacy drove to a gas station and handed a small bag of marijuana to the attendant, who immediately gave it to the surveillance officers. Gacy told the attendant, "The end is coming for me. These guys are going to kill me." He drove to the home of a fellow contractor named Ronald Rode. He hugged the man, he burst into tears, and he told them, "Are you ready for this one?"
Yeah.
"I've been a bad boy." He said, "I killed 30 people, give or take a few." That's exactly what he told them. Like a quote from them.
Mm-hmm.
Surveillance officers noted that as he drove down the expressway later that day, he was holding a rosary to his chin, praying. Police arrested him on marijuana possession, charged to hold him while they finalized a second search warrant at 4:30 p.m. on December 21st. The warrant was signed. When they arrived at his home, they found the crawl space flooded. Gacy had unplugged his sump pump. They replaced it, waited for the water to drain. Evidence technician Daniel Genti crawled inside the 28 by 38 foot crawl space and began digging in the southwest corner.
Ugh.
And within minutes, he uncovered putrefied flesh and a human arm bone.
Oh my goodness.
He shouted up to the investigators above him, "I think this place is full of kids."
Of kids?
Yeah, that's what the cop said. Over the following days and weeks, investigators dismantled John Wayne Gacy's house piece by piece. They tore up the floors. They excavated the crawl space in a grid, assigning each body a number. 26 bodies from the crawl space. 3 elsewhere on the property. Most were too decomposed for immediate identification. Some had cloth stuffed so deep in their throats that they had died of suffocation.
Wow.
Some had ligature still around their necks. Some were found with their heads and upper bodies inside plastic bags. 5 of the victims have never been identified to this day. 4 more bodies were pulled from the Des Plaines River. In total...
So it's over 30.
In total, 33 confirmed victims. Confirmed. The youngest, Samuel Stapleton and Michael Marino, who were 14 years old.
Disgusting. I have no... What?
Yeah. Gacy was brought to trial on February 6, 1980. His defense team opted for a plea of not guilty. A reason of insanity.
Oh, I mean, yes, you have to be insane
Yeah.
to kill so many children, but not that kind of insane.
Yeah, no.
Uh-huh.
They presented him as a Jekyll and Hyde figure,
No.
with 3 psychiatrists testifying he was a paranoid schizophrenic with multiple personalities.
Oh, so now he knows how to act.
Yeah. The prosecution argued he was sane, deliberate, and calculating. They pointed to the premeditation, the handcuff trick, the rope trick, the lime, the embalming, the carefully organized graves.
I believe that he had, up to the trial, like even the trial planned out.
You think so?
I think that he was so manipulative and so calculating. I mean, with the way that he would do every single murder right before to get like how he caught them.
Yeah.
It was very like it worked. It worked every single time. And then I feel like at some point he did have to start thinking, if I get caught.
Right.
Because, you can only go for so long, right?
Right.
So I feel like he really did thought about it, and that's why the 3 psychologists are saying, no, yeah, he's schizophrenic and he has paranoia.
Yeah.
Because it's like, are you sure that's what he has, or are you saying that because that's what he made you believe that he had?
Yeah.
I think he thought about it very well
I think so too.
to be able to get as free as possible.
So in court, there's one thing he didn't think about.
Mm.
They called survivors to stand.
Oh my goodness, survivor.
Jeffrey Rignall, whom Gacy had chloroformed, tortured, and dumped alive in Lincoln Park.
Oh, sir. That's when he started to get reckless.
Oh, exactly. He wept on the stand until he vomited
Oh, wow.
and had to be excused.
Bleh, I'm
Robert Donley,
sorry.
whom Gacy had tortured and repeatedly drowned in his bathtub while saying, "Aren't we playing fun games tonight?"
He probably spoke about it so, like, disturbingly calm. Like, if he wasn't torturing somebody to death.
He himself described asking Gacy to just kill him to end the pain. And Gacy replied to him, "I'm getting round to it."
That's so sad. He completely gave up.
The jury deliberated for 1 hour and 50 minutes.
An hour?
And 50 minutes.
Why? Because they were holding up the 3 psychologists schizophrenic verdict there?
I guess so.
That's insane. How much more evidence do you need? The 26 bodies were found under his floor. He was living there.
Yeah, so he was found guilty on all 3.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah. At sentencing, prosecutor William Kunkel removed photographs of the 22 identified victims from a display board. He asked the jury not to show sympathy, but to show justice. So Gacy was sentenced to death. He spent 14 years on death row at Menard Correctional Center. He painted clowns, mostly Pogo. He painted Jesus and the 7 dwarfs. His paintings sold at auctions. He gave interviews, which we could all watch. He filed appeals after appeal, which is what prolonged the whole thing. And he continued until the end to claim he was innocent, or that he hadn't known, or that it was his employees, or that he was too high to remember. You see all the ors?
Or is like whichever one you think you want to believe. Like, go ahead.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
He was transferred to Stateville Correctional Center on the morning of May 9th, 1994, which, by the way, that afternoon, he had a picnic with his family on the prison grounds. For his last meal,
I have it.
he ordered a bucket of KFC.
I Googled it because I was like, so, go.
That evening, he received last rites from a Catholic priest.
You want to get the full last meal order?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
It's a bucket of original recipe KFC.
Okay.
12 deep fried shrimp.
Okay.
So specific. French fries.
Okay.
And a pound of fresh strawberries.
Jesus.
He's like, I mean, balance.
He's just going to shit himself. At 12:40 a.m. on May 10th, 1994, the lethal injection procedure began. The chemicals clogged the IV tube.
Lethal injection. I think
It had to be replaced.
What?
The IV tube, the lethal injection, the IV got clogged, so they had to like replace the whole system again. The execution took 18 minutes in total.
You know what would have been easier?
What?
An electrocution chair.
Yeah, no, I agree. Prosecutor William Kunkel said afterwards, he got a much easier death than any of his victims.
See what I'm saying?
And his last spoken words, reportedly directed at a prison official, were, "Kiss my ass."
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh my God, I would have revived him and been like, no, we're chopping you up. We're also putting a whole thing around, like, ligature around your neck, motherfucker. What do you mean, kiss my ass?
He was confirmed dead at 12:50.
How infuriating. Imagine you were one of those victims, like, parents.
I know.
And that's what you fucking say. That's like, what a piece of actual shit.
I know. His brain was removed and is held by forensic psychiatrist Helen Morrison, who spent years interviewing him and other serial killers, attempting to understand the psychology of violent sociopaths.
So, like, is that, what is it, the amygdala?
I have no idea.
Is the amygdala small?
He was cremated. The location of his ashes has actually never been disclosed. So, because of the evidence that he didn't is significant and never has been fully resolved. Oh, my bad. I want to spend some time on something that often gets buried under the horror of the body count, and that is the question of whether John Wayne Gacy acted alone or he did not, because many people believe he did not act alone. In fact, many of the survivors, which is the two guys, like they report hearing another voice. But because the evidence that he didn't is significant and has never been fully resolved, when Gacy was arrested, among the first things he said to investigators was, "Who else do you have in the station? There are others involved." He said his associates were involved directly.
Well, did you know that, like Ted Bundy and all those people?
Yeah.
They all knew each other.
Yeah.
Like,
true.
They were all killing people at the same time.
I mean, yeah, it could be.
Although Ted Bundy and him, even if they knew each other, they had two very different
Things. Yeah.
kinds of people that they would go for. No, Ted Bundy would only kill teenage college girls.
Yeah. So two Chicago attorneys, Stephen Becker and Bob Stevenson, later presented receipts showing Gacy was out of state when at least two of his confirmed victims disappeared. Robert Gilroy vanished in 1977, while Gacy was in Pittsburgh. And John Mowry disappeared later that same month while Gacy was at a job in Michigan. Jeffrey Rignall, the survivor who tracked Gacy down himself after police failed to investigate, said he believed someone else was present in the house during his torture. FBI profiler Robert Ressler, who interviewed Gacy extensively, believed there were unexplained avenues to the case that Gacy had killed more than 33 victims, potentially across multiple states. And then there is this. 3 days before his arrest, surveillance officers followed Gacy to a bar where he met two PDM employees, Michael Rossi and Ed Hefner, who walked them out. He walked them out of the earshot of the officers. When part of the conversation drifted back, officers heard Rossi ask Gacy, "And what? Buried like the other five?" Gacy's own defense attorney Sam Amarantis said in 2012, "I can honestly tell you that to this day I don't know whether somebody helped him." Cram and Rossi both testified at trial that Gacy had asked them to dig drainage trenches in crawl space and spread lime, and that Gacy was meticulous about where they dug. Neither was charged with any crime. 5 victims remained unidentified. Gacy himself claimed that the total of number of his victims could be as high as 45.
Wow.
We don't know, and unfortunately, we may never know.
Yeah, because it sounds like maybe he ventured out from his area.
Yeah.
And those people are just missing because he won't say, or he didn't say.
There is one more thing before we close.
No, this needs to end already.
In 1984, Gacy's attorney, Sam Amarante, the same man who heard his client confess in a law office over 2 cups of whiskey, authored procedures that were incorporated into the Illinois Missing Child Recovery Act of 1984. And the time of the Gacy murders, Illinois police had to wait 72 hours before initiating a search for a missing child. That 72-hour window was eliminated, and other states followed. A national network for locating missing children was gradually formed, and as one of our previous episodes, it eventually became what we know as the Amber Alert system. Something profoundly good. He remember that the Amber system, it was made from the girl that we talked about.
Yes. But
it was because of all that was going on.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Oh, that's nice.
Robert Pierce was 15 years old. He asked his mother to wait for 5 minutes so he could go talk to a contractor, and he is now buried in Des Plaines, Illinois.
And this is why we treat our 15-year-olds the way we treat them now.
The 28 victims who were identified each have families who never truly recovered. The 5 who were never identified, they're still out there. In a sense, waiting for Cook County Sheriff's investigators renewed their efforts to identify them as recently as 2011, using DNA testing and updated facial reconstruction. And the work continues. So, if you have any information regarding the 5 unidentified victims of John Wayne Gacy, Cook County Sheriff's Office has an active tip line.
Which is?
You call the Cook County Sheriff's
Oh, okay.
And that is the end of the episode.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
A lot of sadness around that one.
Yeah.
Wow. over 30 people.
Yeah. And it's nobody knows whether he did it by himself or he had help. So
that's just
there could be another killer out there.
Mm-hmm. Or somebody who got away with it altogether. That's so sad.
Yeah, it is.
But on a lighter note, hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
Yep.
This has been Coffee Beats Murder. Please follow our Instagram, which is
Coffee Meets Murder Podcast.
Please follow our
which is the title for everything.
Our TikTok, which is also yes, Coffee Meets Murder Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, X, or Twitter if you're my age, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
And yeah, we shall come to you with another case next week.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.